Well, hello. Great evening, everybody. I know it's a little late, but it will definitely be great. Um, so I guess a lot of people saw that tear rolling down my face and it jerked something inside of you. I want to let you all know everything is fine. I hope that today you guys were all able to wake up super grateful to be alive again another day in this magical experience. To experience the greatest show on earth. And no, you guys won't see it on your TVs. Of course you won't. So don't look for it there. And you all may think that it's, just a bunch of delulu, but it really isn't, because this is the real solulu, what they call it, the solution to all the problems. And it's happening. We've successfully pulled off something that has never happened in humanity, but it's happened. So all is good. So I was supposed to come out here tonight and give you guys a menu of webinars that I was to be having. But according to my boss today, and that was a little bit what shook me up today too, is that after a good talk with my boss, I was instructed that I am not to charge people for webinars. So I said, okay, well, what am I supposed to do then? And I am supposed to come out here and teach you as much as humanly possible right now. Because if you haven't gotten up to the times about what's going on this planet, you have to. And it's not about promoting and trying to get as many people in here as possible. No, it's about hitting as much platforms right now with as much knowledge as humanly possible. So I'm here to do just that tonight. So last time I came out here, I did a 2-hour live. It won't be that long tonight. But there's going to be a lot of things that you might want to get ready for with some notes, because this is going to be a loaded live with all kinds of learning about energy. You're going to learn about SOLFEGGIO frequencies. You're going to learn about your chakras. You're going to learn about your biofields. You're going to learn about the distortions within you that emotions make. And you're going to learn about why it's so important to get aligned right now. And take this very seriously for yourselves. I'm actually tonight going to show you how you can actually heal anything in your body the way I did. So if you're interested in healing, so what do I mean by that? Well, if you've got anything going on in your body right now that you do not want happening in your body, this is for you. Because tonight I'm going to explain in detail how to heal anything going on in your body. Should you take this live very seriously, you will be able to heal yourself. Okay? And after the explanation of what I'm going to teach you guys tonight, if you need me, I'm here for support. You just reach out. You can link me on my link tree, book free time with me. If you need to have a one-on-one with me, you got 30-minute slot you can book for free with me. If you're interested in getting my books, you can get them at lulu.com. Before I get into all of this, who am I? I'm Tobi Staples. I'm a spiritual way shower. I'm an empowered empath, light worker. And that's what I am primarily, but I'm a master healer and I am a master transmutator of energy. That is my biggest gift on the planet, and I'm about to gift you all with it. And with all the tools and the visuals of what you need to learn to heal yourself, because now's the time to do it if you're interested in doing so. Before I jump into it, I really want to shout out anybody who's in Montreal area. Hey, you got to check out this station, CFQR 600 AM. I've been bopping to it in the car, rolling around, doing my thing. I drove out to see the kids the other day, and you know what? It's a really cool station. So I had to throw that out there. It's a new station, so I want you guys to check it out if you're in the Montreal area. If you guys want my books, you can get them at lulu.com at the bookstore. Look up Tobi Staples. You'll find all of my books there. Okay, I want to get into it. So tonight we're talking about energy. And factually, I'm going to show you exactly how I healed and what you got to do. to heal absolutely anything in your body. Should you take it as serious as I did? Well, hey, you guys all witnessed just what, 2 months ago, when a friend of mine had, well, it was a memory. It surfaced about my spiritual awakening. That's actually pinned to my page. I saw the visual of me smiling with a full smile before anything had happened to me. So that's when I came out and I did a video and I told everybody, okay, within the next month, I'm going to get my smile back. And you know what? Nobody believed me. Well, I'm smiling. Okay. So guys, tonight I'm going to show you how to heal anything in your body if you really take this seriously. Tonight is not a Joker live and a hee hee ha ha. You will walk away with tools that, you know what, even paying your $20,000, your $25,000 programs won't give you this. So you get stuff out of this live tonight. You feel it's life-changing for you. You could see my PayPal link and throw something my way, because I'm about to gift you with knowledge of a lifetime. I posted a memory today, an 11-year-ago memory. And a lot of these things are, I didn't even go into what I had posted for the images, but it reminded me of how long I have been intensively researching and mastering energy for. So the past 11 years of my life, I have been mastering energy to do exactly what I was able to pull off. Save my ass when there was no saving to be had. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys tonight how to do it. So we're going to jump into it. The other night I came out here and I talked about the map of consciousness and frequencies. So I'm going to warn you all now, many times during this episode, you're going to see things pop up on the screen. Take screenshots, do whatever you got to do, because anything going up on this screen tonight is very relevant to you. And you really want to stick around and you want to ask questions. I'm going to watch for that comment box light up. If you guys have any questions during it, I want you to launch your questions. Okay? Because I'm not out here to leave anybody wondering. Tonight, you're going to know. So the other night I came out here, and we'll do it like this. Okay, just so you guys can see I'm still here. Look, I talked about the map of consciousness. And I talked about each of these correlating to a chakra point in the body. All right, because we're frequency first. So dependent on your frequency is dependent on your level of consciousness, but not outside of you. This is consciousness of your own self, of your own being, how self-aware and self-mastered you are. Me, I'm mastered. I run on an operation of 1,000 hertz. So for me, I'm way up at the top of this scale, right at the top. How? Because I mastered every one of my chakra points and purposely pushed myself all the way through that to break through the top. So, you know what, honestly, I don't even think I'm at 11, at 1,000. I think I'm higher than that. But anyway, I'll keep that story for another day. Now, I'm going to take this down. So I just wanted you guys to be reminded of that, because if you need a brush up on that, go and check out the 2-hour learning that I launched the other day. This is another thing. A lot of people have said to me, Tobi, your videos, where do I find them? Where do I find them? Where do I find them? I have a YouTube channel that, yes, when I launched You Matter the Most 2 years ago, the coaching business that I shut down because I felt like I needed to heal first. I couldn't be trying to help others while I needed to heal, because what I had lived forced me to have to heal again. So I shut down that business and I'm restarting. So it's not like this is my first go at it, but I'm not a coach. I'm a spiritual way shower. That's who I am. I am not a life coach. I am a mastered healer and a transmutator of energy. Reiki, what? Anyway. I know about energy harvesting. I know about transference. I know about transmutation, and I've mastered that. Okay. So this is what I'm going to teach you tonight about your energy. You're going to know about your chakras. You're going to know about things. So remember that those colors on the map of consciousness, okay? Because they correlate to your chakra points. So now I'm going to show you this. These are your chakra systems that correlate to those colors. Okay. Now I told you guys that you had frequencies. So I'll use this as a pointer. So maybe you'll see. I hope you do. If you can see your root chakra here, look at the frequency that you're supposed to be at. All right. Look at your sacral chakra here, your creative center, and look over here. Okay. There are points to your system. Let me do it like this. All right. So these same levels of the map of consciousness that we're talking about, they're directly correlated to your energy centers in your body. That's why they're color coded like that, because they have the same impact or influence on, they're correlated and directly relate to the energy centers that run through your being. Now, if you can clearly see on this image that I've posted for you guys, this is how each chakra point fuels your biofield, which is your energetic shell of your being. Now, if you can see from the root chakra, which is the red, which is your safety center. So what happens there? Well, if you are, according to, let's remind, you know what? Let's do it this way. Let's remind you about what happens in the root, in the red. So look, if you look down here at the bottom, you got hopelessness, your view of life. You feel evil. You're miserable. Okay? Well, guess what? If you're feeling any of this stuff at the bottom that messes with your frequencies, well, look what happens here. Let me show you. This bottom part where you should be rooted, you see those red lines going into the ground like roots of a tree? That's your energy flow to keep you grounded. And this is what I talk about many times about, if you are not good in that initial center, you are not grounded in your being. So I really felt, well, not I felt, I was told that I was to make it very clear to you all now, with a level of understanding that you could not deny unless you literally chose to. So many times I have told you, this is the first point that you must solidify in your being, because this is the root of all your cause of sickness before anything else. This is the root cause of everything. Okay? Whether you are rooted or not in your energetic flow of your being. It's as simple as that. Now, what does that mean? Well, to be rooted in your being 100%, you must feel secure in who you are. No shame, no blame, no guilt, no denial, no judgment, no self-hate, no self-denial. So how many of you could sit here today, right now, and say that you're rooted in your being, primarily? Never mind what your belief systems are. Are you rooted securely in your being, confident of who you are, authentically you, running from your heart, or not? Because if you're not, You're not rooted in your own energetic biofield frequency that roots you to Mother Earth to begin with. So if you are not rooted into Mother Earth as she is ascending, well, do you not see a problem that I've been trying to explain to you all for over 6 months? You have to be able to withstand and embody the frequency energetically of what's happening on the earth. And what is that? That is love. It's gone back to love. And that's all the way up at the green. If you look on this, you're going to see where's the love in this, in your chakra points. That's all the way up at the green. So if you're not rooted in your being, in the red, well, you are definitely not operating out of green. So now, this is why I tell everybody that it's a necessity to check the things that you believe to be real about yourself. And that everything no longer exists except for in your mind. Because everything holds a frequency within us. Every chakra point holds a frequency within us, but even down deeper than that. So let me show you. All right. Before I get into the actually, no. Talking about frequencies, thank you for the correction. All right. So here, this is the frequencies of your organs. So you have your head, your spinal column, your chest wall, your abdominal, your shoulders, your lungs, your hands and arms, your ocular globe, your maxilla. Listen, everything holds a different frequency. Well, your whole body needs to function according to the frequencies that it should be running on. And without it doing so, it causes distortion. So let me show you again that picture and I'll tell you what I mean. So let's say you've got this picture here, okay? So let's say you've got a distortion, or let's say you're a confident being, all right? And you feel rooted in your being. So let's move up now to the orange. That's your creative sexual center. So what does that mean? Well, on a deeper level, let me get real with you all tonight because it's not time to play, as I was told. What distorts that center the most is sexual trauma. Okay? So anybody who's ever been sexually abused, sexually shamed, that center is affected, which affects everything in your whole being. How do I know? Because I was sexually abused at 4 years old, and it happened a couple of times by a grown man. So you know what? I know what that is, that distortion. Okay, aside from living in hell. So how do I know how I had to heal that? Is because I had to go in to every one of my energetic centers and face everything that was blocking or distorting these centers. So what does that mean? Stored emotions and stored memories, because let's get into that. Stored emotions. Emotions only store and leave a stamp in your memory according to how they made you feel. So you remember them more directly correlated to the impact they had on you. So there's a lot of people that say, oh, I remember that like it was yesterday. And like, look, I'll give you an example. I'll use me for an example because I love to. When I was doing this kind of inner work, when I had to go down to declutter my sexual creative center? Well, when I had to face that memory, I could remember every detail about that man. I could smell his disgusting smell. I could smell what his breath smelled like, down to complete detail, because of how emotionally scarring it was for me in that center. Okay. But you see, I can talk about it and it doesn't bother me. And that's how you know you've healed something. So I'd like to mention that also. When you talk about anything that you've lived in your past, that you are reliving by your choice alone about talking about it, well, the emotion that's attached to that memory will surface with it. Why? Because your brain's job is to process the now and nothing but. So, by your brain only with the capacity to process the now, you are the one that are recalling these things back to the forefront. So you are actually bringing things from the darkness to the light. So these seeds are like memories, I like to call them, are like seeds that are growing subconsciously in your operating system, which eventually end up to be weeds that got to be uprooted and ripped out of there, which I'm living proof that it's possible. Okay. So to clear your centers, what's blocking these centers is memories. Memories that have these emotional stamps on them that you have not looked at. That's the only thing that is distorting these centers. Why? Because we have an energy flow around us all the time, like I showed you. Well, we also have subtle bodies. Okay. So we don't just have this physical body. So I'd like you to look and see the chakras and where they're located. And I'd like you to take a look at the subtle bodies and then the subtle energy points. Okay. Now, I'd like you to see particularly the soul star, which is right underneath the subtle energy points. Now, a lot of people are going to wonder, if I don't explain this, what that is exactly. And the Earth star. Well, you see your Earth star at the bottom and your soul star at the top. I'd like to show you another image to make you understand that. Well, we don't just have 7 chakras. Okay? We actually have 22. And many, many more. So don't quote me on just 22. But I'm letting you know that it's not just 7 chakras that you have to master to tap into the highest frequency possible of your being. So I want you guys to take a really good look at this. And if you are not aware of the 22 chakras, well, let your journey of learning begin, as mine did. All right? But this is something you guys got to know. So your soul star at the top here, you got to see that as like, can I point here to this? Well, I don't know if you can see this. Okay, so you see up here your soul star, like these are your etheric bodies, which is actually a part of your energetic field of who you are. Okay? Which constructs your biofield, actually. And all of these have a part to play. Every one of them. When we're talking here in the systems, like our root chakra right here, that's our grounding in our being. If you're not grounded in your being, there's no way you can do the energetic work. and to have your flow fully intact the way it should be, going around like this, to be a real magnet. Okay, because your heart is the true magnet. That's the most powerful magnet. Makes everything go. Factually. So this is the real energetic work that I had to do to heal my body, because I jumped into a body that was inhabitable and I had to learn to work energy. Simple. So when I was healthy enough to get out of ICU and sent directly home with holes, open wounds all over my body and no home care, thank God for my nursing training. Tell you, if I didn't know how to do my own dressings, oh boy. So, guys, I've shown you the correlation to the map of consciousness and how it correlates to the color coding of the chakras. Okay? We have an energetic flow that flows through us all the time, where it's like a meridian grid on us, if you think about the acupuncture points. Okay, well, if you've ever seen the meridian grids of the acupuncture points, they all are mini spinning wheels that all bring up the energy from everywhere else in a flow, and everything works together automatically. You don't have to think about it. It works for you on frequencies. Well, this is the job of the subconscious brain, is to manage all of this energy flow. And that's really all it is. Because the energy flow correlated to every one of your chakras also governs the organs associated with it. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, I want to show you this quick pic first. If you can see in this picture, you're going to see the alignment of the chakras, but you're also going to see at the top here, this is the crown. This is the final one that you got to break through. That's the last one to have your cup overflowing. Okay? But if you can notice the arm span, and that's why we need personal space, because we can feel energy more than not in that space. I hope you guys can see the me using the mouse as a cursor on the thing, you know. Anyway, look, I had to master my energy, and knowing that I could feel everything from such a small age. And anyway, look, I want to show you guys something. All right, now these frequencies are of people and things. So can you see the frequency of the human brain from 72 to 90 hertz? Well, if you're living in shame, blame, guilt, denial, well, guess what? Your brain doesn't even work right. Literally. So look, I want to bring this awareness. You see, look, you see the Cancer here? It's 42 hertz. So when you're depleting your energy by thought alone, let me get into that. Okay, you know what? Let me see. I want to just pull this up for you guys. All right. Guys, I want you to pay attention to these three biofields that I just showed you on this image here. And the first one being a sick person. You see all of the breaking points in their biofield? See the human emanations? This is at the top. It's like a visualization of what your field is supposed to look like. Well, if you're sick, it is a sick person's broken up biofield. In the middle, you're going to see somebody like me, a healthy person, totally in alignment, clear about who I am, solid in my skin. Right? Well, look what on the other side of it, where you see the bulges in the biofield, not the breaks, but the bulges. Well, that's also a sick person. How? Well, look at the blue lines around that one. All distorted and not okay and not solid. And then the red is all distorted. And then the yellow is distorted. So the whole goal of what you want is to get your energetic flow within your body, within the 7 chakra points, for your biofield to look like the middle one. All right, so that's the point of me showing you that. Now, how do you do it? Well, use frequencies. That's how you do it. You do inner work and you do frequencies, and you intentionally ask your soul to release to you, to show you whatever's trapped within your body, and it will. Sounds crazy, but it will. Now, you guys have to make the correlation to where you're sick in your body and the correlations to the organs associated to each chakra point if you are sick with anything. Okay? Like, I hear so many people talking about their kidneys and talking about their liver and talking about even diabetes and all kinds of things. Well, look, my kidneys had totally stopped. They were dead. I was told that I was not, because I had been a drug addict, I was not a candidate for kidney replacement or transplant, and that I was going to die anyway. And should I survive it, that I would need dialysis. And what did I say to that? I said, oh yeah, watch me go. My kidneys are fine. They're working actually perfect. They're working perfect. And I know what I have to do to make sure that they never get like that again. See, it was a learning experience for me. So if I can heal kidneys that are actually claimed to be kaput, no possibility of them ever working again, well, you can heal whatever it is in your body, whether it's related to, no matter what. So this is what I want you guys to understand. You need to get to know your chakra points, where they are in your body, and associate them with your organs that are associated with that chakra point. And if you're sick in those areas, it's because you have something emotional trapped in that center that you have to face and release. And if you have it trapped in your lowered centers, so it has a lot to do with the hierarchy of needs, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, okay? Self-actualization and all of these things, and belief systems, and what do you believe about your experience, and what do you believe to be right about you, and what do you believe to be enforced on you, and all of these things, okay? And your life experience. And why doesn't it just come up naturally? Because your brain only processes the now. It's got stuff to do. So it just stores it and gets on with it. And it stores it as a quick reference point. So because the motivational center in our brain automatically is going to make you do whatever's best for you, no matter what it is, to keep you safe. So these are quick reference points for your brain to keep you safe. Well, you're not thinking right about today, processing the now, if your past is still affecting you. You're still living from your past and from whatever's stored in there on a frequency level. You see? It's like, I want you guys to think of a water wheel. Okay? And how it carries water and it's always flowing and there's always water spitting out. Okay? Well, this is how our energy centers work. Well, is the water wheel going to spin to its fullest capacity and do what it has to do if the wood's rotten, or it hasn't been maintained, or hey, it's missing a slat, or it has a stick in it, or there's a rock in it, somebody threw? It's not going to work right. So I want you to visualize your energy centers, and your memories that are hurting you still, that you don't want to look at, is a bunch of rocks that are in there distorting that spinning wheel. It can only function for like that for so long before it breaks. Well, when the distortion of energy flow happens within these centers, well, the organs that are associated to these centers They can't work right because the energy flow to them has been disrupted by stored emotions. What are emotions? Hey, it's energy moving through us. That's it. So the correlation to emotions I need you guys to make is this tonight. You only believe in emotions according to what you've been made to believe they are. There's only one emotional reaction, and that's to cry. There is no other emotional reaction. Every other emotional reaction has been made to be like that by belief systems. Because real energy in motion does not have any words attached to it. It really doesn't. And if you're operating from your intuition and your heart, there are no words there. And when energy moves through you from these centers, there's only one response. And that's to cry. Yeah. And that's it. But you have to do the same to release all these stored memories. There's only one way our body releases the stored emotion is to look at it, accept it, release the emotion from it, and it usually takes for you to have a good cry. Once you do, you give it to the universe. And you know, that's another thing. While I'm talking about it, anytime I had to face anything that I didn't want to look at in my life, which, hey, that's... With the life I've had, I can honestly say there wasn't too much I wanted to look at. You know, honestly. So the inner work for me was really brutal. And the inner work actually pushed me right back onto the dope. But now I even understand why. Because addiction is a disease of poverty because you're looking for a dopamine fix. Literally to counterbalance the cortisol. Holy wow, I tell you, the learning. But I'm glad to say that I'm free of that addiction. But the learning, factually. So trust me when I tell you, when you're doing this inner work, it's not a walk in the park, but these are things that you have to do to heal, because what is truly making you sick, no matter what you are suffering, is your frequency and your state of being, and nothing but. Literally. I want to show you guys something. Disease frequencies. I want you guys to take a look at this and see that there are different hurts for different things, okay? Like to get sick for colds and flus starts at 57 to 60 megahertz. That's why I don't ever get sick. You know, like you get a heart attack right here from, look at that. So my energy was depleted so bad that I had a heart attack. So my frequency levels went down that bad. And I'm a high frequency person. So you can just imagine the cortisol levels that were shooting up in me from stress. So I want you to bring your focus right down here to disease starts at 58 megahertz. Okay. That's the starting point of it. Well, if you're living in shame or guilt, you're living in disease of your own frequency. Come over here to Cancer. You'll see my pointer. 42 megahertz. Well, guess what? Death starts in your body when your frequency is reduced to 25 megahertz. All right. Now, I want you guys to see this. A negative thought brings you down minus 12 megahertz. So for every negative thought that pops up like a jack in the box, you lose 12 megahertz of energy for that one thought. So how many negative thoughts does one think in a day? whether we don't speak them or not. Well, now I'll draw your attention to this up here, where a positive thought powers you up by 10 megahertz. Look at this. When you pray because of your faith and you're solidifying your own belief and love for yourself, look, 15. This is why when you affirm things, it's the best thing you can do for yourself. Okay? So frequency does matter. And I'm going to remind you guys today again, you show up as frequency first. And that I have to make clear tonight. I know everybody is showing up as their name and their history and their family and their this and their that. I get it. I've been there. I've been there too. But before you're your name and your belief systems and this self-identity that you're trying to uphold and this reputation you're trying to uphold, your energy first. And what is the energy that I feel off of people? Well, I feel people's biofields. Okay? So this is why I can feel the distortion in biofields. So I'm going to see who I am. I feel all of this as if it's my own. All right? I'm an empath, but now I'm an empowered empath because while I have this image on the screen, the true saying about your cup runneth over, well, the true truth of that, your cup only runneth over when you have reached the top of your fountain, where that is genuinely the fountain of youth. And this is the tree of life. It's your rooting and your being. But that's a story for another day. Okay, so guys, what I can feel off of people is I feel the distortion in their biofields. I feel their energetic frequency, but when they open their mouth, it's even worse. Now, if you want to listen to specific frequencies to do specific things in your body, then you want to take a screenshot of this. All right? You have specific frequencies for specific things. Now, if you're going to, I'll call your attention to it. I'm leaving it up there for a minute for you guys to read it. But look, 174 hertz removes pain. 285 influences your energy field. 396 liberates you of fear and guilt. 417 facilitates change. 432 is the miracle tone of nature. Now, I'd like you to call the attention to the hertz of the miracle tone of nature. Because in this new frequency that we are living in, this is the hertz for Mother Nature and all those inhabiting her. Okay? So, you guys want to repair your DNA? Listen to a 528 hertz. You guys want to heal your relationships? Well, when it's heal relationship, it's heal your relationship with yourself. 639. You want to awaken your intuition, your third eye? You're going to want to listen to a hertz that's 741. I'm going to show you why. 852 hertz will attract your soul tribe. 963, connect with light and spirit. All right. I'm going to take this off the screen. Guys, don't mind me in between these pull-ups. I'm just learning how to use these efficiently. And because I'm working it all by myself, bear with me. Okay, so look, I'd like you guys to see specifically with these colors here in the chakra systems here. This is the SOLFEGGIO scale, okay, which means, well, you know what? It's funny how it's named because, you know, it's called SOLFEGGIO scale, but I break that down. I break things down to the simplest. And you know what? I had to laugh because SOLFEGGIO, I broke that down. Soulful. G. Okay. Like to remember it. It's kind of weird, but it's soulful. And I had to understand my soul filling me. And then when this is how I had to apply my learning. But I'll show you guys the frequencies again. So right here, the root chakra. It says 396 hertz for it to be flowing and functioning properly according to all the organ frequencies. And I've been telling you guys 369 hertz. But you know what? My mistake, 396. So if you're not functioning in these frequencies within your centers of your body, let's say here at the root, you're not safe and secure. So you know what? I'll go through each one of them, what they really are, okay? So look, your root chakra, that's your security. What are you grounded to in your life? So what affects this chakra? What your past was in a way of where you connect. Did you have healthy connecting? You see, rooted. So it's the primary beliefs, primary experiences, your base, your foundation. What is your roots of all your cause of being you? That's how I like to do it. That's how I like to say it. Because fundamentally, the root causes of who you are is the root cause of all your problems. And I realized that myself by doing the work on myself. So that's a big deal. So if you don't feel connected to your family, if you don't have fundamental healthy relationships, even with your own being, you're not rooted in your own being. You don't feel safe in who you are. You're still wearing a mask. This is, look, anybody wearing a mask, scared to show the world who they are, still self-hating and still judging and all of that shit, you are not rooted in your being. And that is the root cause of all of the other problems in your life, is of the cause of the root chakra. And this is why anybody spiritual, we always go down to the root, because there's always the root of the cause. And it's normally you're going to find it in the root chakra. Now, what does that do? It affects your sex drive. It affects everything in the other chakra centers. Well, what are the other chakra centers govern in your being? Well, your sacral chakra is your sexual creativity and your creative center, right? So if you've ever been shamed or blamed or guilted or traumatized, raped, molested, shamed for even masturbation as a child, shamed for anything, body shaming yourself that would not allow you to express yourself in a sexual way, that'll affect that center. If you don't feel open to express everything about yourself in like, if you can't express your sexual needs, it affects your center. If you can't even discuss sex, it affects that center, because we're sexual beings. And what drives it is the passion for life, is what fuels that center. Well, if you're not rooted in your being, you're not fueling that center properly. And then it affects your solar plexus. But what's your solar plexus? That's your get up and go. That's your will. So from your creative state, so this is how your energy flows through your body, okay? And this is why it goes from the root up, because you're supposed to be rooted in your being, solid. And then what happens? From there being solid in your being, well, then you have your creative center. So it flows from your root to your creative center. Well, what you want to be creative about, according to what you are passionate about, well, then it fuels to the next solar plexus, which is your willing it. Your solar plexus is your get up and go. Well, if you are not being open and honest and authentic about who you are and loving yourself and being creative in your passionate ways, you're blocking your will. Literally. So you can't will it into a heart's desire should your centers be blocked. Your flow is blocked. It's like a highway being jammed with traffic. What's the traffic? Your memories of your life that no longer exist, but they're stored in your automatic programming and your energy flow. So that's really what it is. Okay? But it does. From your root chakra, it affects all the way up. So this is where your heart's desires for your energy flow to be fully aligned is when you bring it to your throat and you speak it into existence. But if you can't even love yourself and openly, authentically create for yourself, to will it into existence, for it to be a heart's desire to be fueled and breathed into life, well, then your manifestations are as low and your results are as low as your frequency is. Factually. Running at 1,000 hertz, when you've cleared out all of the clutter, you manifest instantly. Literally. It's direct, it's faster than the speed of light. That's why I don't think, because I got to watch what I want. And I got to watch what I ask for, because literally you ask and you shall receive. Well, when you come up to the throat chakra, and if you can't speak your piece and you're shy and you're hiding behind all kinds of shit and you're not talking truth from your heart, well, then it affects your ability for the clarity to see things with your third eye. And that's your true seeing. Your eyes are just a projection of your reality and what you're creating in your mind. So let's get that right too tonight, okay? You don't see with your eyes. You see with your third eye. Your eyes, it's like a projector screen, okay? Working both ways. It's a data processor for you. And it's like, that is what's producing your reality for you. Factually. Other than the senses to that enhance it and everything. But that's a topic for another day. But it's your third eye that you're really seeing everything with. And that's why I see with such clarity, because I'm already operating higher than my crown chakra. So how could none of this can be distorted. So that's why my voice is complete. Your voice, the tone of your voice and the power of your voice is directly correlated to the power of your soul flooding the being. So this is why I can't be less than who I am. It's impossible. My energetic flow is not distorted, and it's not cluttered, and it's actually healed and flowing right for me to be able to, again, heal what I had in my face. So this is why I want you guys to understand about within your own being, because people don't realize that before they show up as their name and their experience and their sob stories and their goals and their wishes and their wants. Look, you got to be grounded in your being first to really get your energetic flow right. This is the first center. You got to be rooted. And a tree cannot stand tall if the roots are not deep. Simple as that. So, are you standing firm in your being, rooted and totally flowing? Not unless you've done the energetic work to do so. Factually. So yes, you could be awakened because there's 5 stages to fully awakening. Factually. And why is that? Well, because you awaken at every point. So once you're grounded in your being, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to awaken to self, to decalcify your pineal gland and see clearly. If you want the hard truth, well, then even after that, you must break that cap of consciousness to have your cup overflowing. And unless you have induced that by isolation and complete deep diving and frequency work, well, then no, you haven't reached there. You're just simply enlightened. But just because you're not there yet doesn't mean you won't get there, because I can show you how to do that. Simple. And why is it so important? Because we're living in a world right now that used to be operated out of fear, which left you in a frequency of 100 intentionally. Why? So that you would not be grounded and stable in your own being. Facts. Why? So that all of this energy that you're not using can be used. Yeah. So what does that mean? Well, I'd like to let you all know today that any person that is not grounded in their being, it is very easy for me to suck the life out of them or give them life, because they are not solid and grounded in their being. So if they are not solid and grounded in their being, standing firm in their being, I can eat their energy for lunch. I know that. This is why I encourage everybody, and I come out here and I teach, and I try and I show as many as humanly possible what I'm talking about, because I know it to be true, because I've had to do it to stay alive, to kickstart my kidneys, and to do everything that I've had to do. So this is why I come out and I talk about the things that I do so raw and real, because this is real learning that everybody needs to be awake to. The time has come. You guys all have to get rooted in your being. Clear out all those emotions that are stored, that are depleting your life force every time it's flowing through you, distorting your energy flow. Clear that passage out. Get back up to heart frequency, because that's what the new earth is frequenting at. And this is why I have said time and time and time again, if you are not grounded and rooted in your own being at this time, well, then with the energetic influence on the planet, well, then your demise will be accelerated too. And I don't say that to make you fearful. I say that so that you will trigger your inner healing and get it done. Because everybody thinks it takes so long to do. No, it doesn't. When you set the intention to flip the switch within, And heal, you can. You can command it to be like that. And I'll show you how to do that. Trust me. So guys, energy is a serious thing. Energy controls us. Energy governs us. And people like to say, oh, well, that's like something to get into. No, it's not. That is your force. That is your fuel. And that is what is giving you life, whether you like it or not. So it's all good to be, yes, you've got a name, you've got a family, you've got whatever it is in your reality that you want to give meaning to your life. But guess what? Your energy frequency means more than anything right now. We're energy first. We're frequency first. And I just hope and pray that you guys can all get aligned with that. And that's why I come out and I show you things. And I want you guys to really, really make the correlation to that David Hopkins map of consciousness and the color coding of it are correlated to the chakra points. Well, those chakra points are real factual energy systems in the being. Okay? They really are. And they govern organs. They really do. And you know what? I'll show you. Now, if you look at the vibrational scale of consciousness, emotions, it's energy in motion. It's energy. The law of vibration activates the law of attraction. Okay? So your vibrational frequencies activate. They're the catalyst of your magnetism because it's the law of attraction. I want you guys to understand that. So if you're having bad thoughts and you're pushing that out, well, then you're having bad experiences because that's what you're getting. So I want you guys to really make that correlation too. Okay? So the law of vibration activates the law of attraction, and through the law of deservedness, you attract what you send out by the emotions you hold in your body. Now, I want you guys to really look at right here. This is the vibrational scale of emotions, okay? So if you're in lowered states of emotions, your body is contracted. It's not expansive. So it's tight. It does not working right. And what are these lower density emotions? Shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear, desires, anger. Remember, we went through this the other day on the 2-hour live. If you need to go back and watch it, please do. But I want you guys to see the correlations too to the centers here with the chakras in the color, okay? Like if you're having something in your gut area, well, you better go and look at that center and see what blocks your get up and go. What are you holding there? What's distorting any of it? Okay? Like literally, it does affect your body. And look, this is why pride is still not good, because it's still a lowered frequency than what you need to embody. So you have to have the courage to take a look at you and feel what's going on with you, because then you will start to feel your flow of your energetic frequency. And after you have the courage to do it, you got to hold some neutrality to it all to keep going, to raise your frequency. And then you got to accept everything that's been in your body with a lot of reason, which make it the learning is the reason for anything, and just love it away. And then you're going to find your joy and your peace. Because anybody that's living on from a pride and lower, you're killing yourself. Factually. Energetically. Your body does not have what it needs to survive, period. So your demise is imminent, like by your energetic frequency alone. It's not our circumstances, situations, relationships, experiences, learning, or lessons. No, it's our energetic frequency and the diminishing of it, which does not enable our body to have the equivalent frequency to run our systems on. We are energy first. And what binds everything in the universe? Energy. And are we always connected to this energy? Yes, we are. And this is why. Well, look, I'll show you guys here. Here's another chart of, it's not just humans that have frequencies, eh? Everything has a unique signature on the planet. Everything. But it already knows how to thrive. And none of nature is talking about it. None of nature is in a competition for awards and is the best reward and award for anything on the planet. And it is not trying to compete with anything. No, in nature, it is elimination of the weakest. So survival of the fittest is backwards too. Why? Well, it keeps your cortisol levels up real high, gets you stressed out, and that just throws your whole body off. Well, perfect intentional way to distort your flow, right? Again, installed by belief systems. So what you believe really affects your energy flow. And you don't even realize it until you take a look at it. Because like I've been telling you guys this whole time, your thoughts produce things. It's a frequency. So you're either taking from your life force or you're feeding it by the words that you say. This is why every morning when I come out on the live, I tell you guys, I hope you guys have been grateful when you wake up. And then I throw in, I hope you've told yourself all the things that you needed to hear. Well, these are very powerful affirmations that I speak every day. I am me. I'm generous. I'm compassionate. I'm hardworking. I'm sincere. I'm resourceful. I'm responsible. I'm enough. I'm creative. I'm serious. I'm valuable. I'm courageous. I'm caring. I'm mischievous. I'm learning every day. I'm loving. I'm passionate. I'm a work of art. I'm trustworthy. I'm infinite. I'm a phoenix. I'm funny. I'm complex. I'm strong. But most of all, I'm love, because I've chosen to embody it and the frequency of it. And that is the true frequency that everybody should embody. And I don't mean just love in your chakra kind of frequency of love. I'm talking about universal love to flow at 1,000. Clear those distortions and step into the highest potential of our being. What is our highest potential of our being? Well, for that flow to be flowing freely and for our cup to be overflowing. Yeah. Big time. So guys, frequency is a huge, huge, huge thing. And, you guys may see this a little distorted, depending, but I hope that you guys can just get an idea of the visual aid that I'm trying to assist with here. This is a chart of all different kinds of animals and their different frequencies. So you can see that some are similar in frequency, but they are not the same. All right. So I want you guys to see that, because I'd like you to really see that there may be groups of animals that similar frequencies, but not the same. So energy is a serious thing. It runs your body. What you don't realize is that if you have any sickness, it is because it's a distortion of that energy field that is running that organ. So you can actually heal everything and anything that your body is feeling by frequency alone. How did I do it? Hey, frequency of my thoughts, my speech, and my actions. Frequency of what I ate. Now, this is another thing that I will get into for another live, is the food frequencies. But what you guys have to realize is that there is, okay, I get it. All processed food is shit. It gives you nothing energetically. no matter what it is. So I'll drop it like that. I can't defend it, and I was told to just drop it. So I did. There is nothing that is of a processed food that will give you an energetic frequency. It's all dead food. So therefore, you're never really refueling when you're eating anything processed. Literally. So it really does not, and it distorts every one of your energy centers. Yeah. Do we love fast food? Are we used to? Do you guys not realize why the heightened processed food anyway? Do you know why that is? Well, I'd like you to think about how things used to be. I know that no matter what I lived as a kid, we had dinner at the table, and it was a home-cooked meal. And what? A burger at McDonald's? You were lucky to get that when you went shopping for school supplies. If that was not something that was, no, it was you go home and you eat what's there. And if you want a snack, go to the garden. That's what I was raised on. Go to the garden, pull out the carrot, go and eat. And I used to remember eating snow peas off of the fence and pulling carrots out of the garden and eating out of the garden, rinsing that stuff on the garden hose, drinking out of the hose. Like, well, that's the one thing that's missing in humanity right now is the dinner time, the bonding time in the family units and stuff. And that's probably why half of the people can't get right with themselves or their partners or their relationships. It all stems with the frequency first. So as long as you can keep everybody in mayhem and distorted in their frequency, well, they'll never figure it out, break up their families, feed them to this. Oh, Toby, that's a story for a different day. But the real problem, and I'll say it too, everybody that's got relationship problems, well, it's not your relationship that's the problem. You're the problem. You have anything wrong in your life, you're the problem. Factually. And that's just the way it is. What's the problem? Well, then the problem is you not having the right mindset or the right frequency. Because when you are in an elevated frequency, you know that there's only solutions. You're not living in lowered frequency, lowered dense vibrations. Like you're not. So this is why it's important to do the energetic work, because when you clean the distortions that are running your energy on repeat, well, then you're not going to feel those things in you anymore. So what is true healing? True healing, you have to do it on an energetic level in order for you to be successful. It's not about targeted to organs. It's not about targeted to whatever. No, it's energy. Energy, 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 all energy. Now there's energy of our body, which I've explained to you. Energy of foods. Why do I say that? Processed foods carry no value to you energetically. None. How do I know this? Is because I had to do the research. Factually. I had to figure out what foods would give me higher energy and lowered energy. So there are foods that you wouldn't even realize that take from you energetically, and there are some that give you energetically. Okay? And maybe I'll do a live on that too. But if you want to do energetic work and you're trying to heal yourself, you need to do the research on energetic foods. Yeah. And what foods give you energy according to the center. This is how deep I went with it. So this is why I eat electric foods. Literally. I'm a big lover of electric foods. Everybody likes to say, oh, well, all these women like to date and they like a salad. Listen, my salads are out of this world. And I enjoy them every single day because of the energy that it provides for me. And I eat according to my chakras. Okay. So, yes, I'm going to implement the reds, the orange, the yellow. Yes, in everything. I'm going to implement the green. I'm going to implement blues if I can. Hey, listen, I like to eat the whole color coordination to the chakra points energetically. Yeah. On purpose, intentionally. But then also, too, what you also have to watch if you're trying to heal, when you're making and prepping your food, are you doing it unaware? Or are you doing it intentionally, setting these foods in motion to heal your body? What does that mean? Whoa, listen, you take your food and you're prepping, let's say you're washing vegetables, you're doing anything, you are preparing your enhancement of life. So you better treat it like gold. Yeah, and thank it for what it's about to do for you. Everything has a consciousness, eh? So trust me when I tell you, when you become more aware of what you're shoving in your mouth and you give it gratitude and you speak life into it as you're taking its life to sustain your life, trust me, the transfer is a lot different. I did it. It worked. That's why I insist, no matter what food I'm preparing, I am not just prepping food. And I do not like to be speaking on the phone or listening to garbage talks or listening to TV or crap as I am prepping my food that I am going to enhance my body with and my energetic flow with. No, I take that very seriously. Yeah. It's all energy first. Everything is frequency first. So when you bring it down to a frequency level, when you're expressing gratitude for what you're about to eat, it changes the magnitude of the consciousness of what you're about to eat. And also too, when you're expressing gratitude before you eat, that's why prayer before you eat at the table or whatever the case was installed, because it opens up your ability to receive on an energetic level. You're giving thanks for what you are receiving. So then you are not in a state of lack, which allows your body to absorb it. Literally, it's a consciousness shift before you eat. Yeah, some things that were passed down weren't all bad, eh? You see, and you got to dive into this stuff to really get the learning out of it. There's a lot of stuff to be covered, but you guys need to know the magnitude of why you need to check this stuff out and learn more about it and really understand that you are frequency first. You are energy first. And it doesn't matter what mask you try to uphold and put on your face, your energy speaks to the whole universe. Just like every time you open your mouth, the whole universe can hear you too. That's why I've been telling people thoughts are not your own. You're attached to everything energetically. So how could energy be just something to get into, like a conversation or a membership at the gym? No, it's not. It's actually what's giving you life. You better know about it. But no, you want to know about what everybody else is doing, and you want to know the latest news, which is all bullshit, and you want to know everything else except for what's giving you life. Doesn't matter what you're doing in this reality or how you're governing your life with your free will and choice. It is your energetic frequency that is fueling it all. And that is literally making everything happen. So if you're distorted in any one of your energy centers, well, so is your whole life. No matter what you do to correct it. So therefore, You got to go deeper to the energetic level to see what your vibe is and your flow. How do you do that? You stop looking outside of you and you take a look at your own being. Because factually, look, you can claim you know people all you want, but you don't know a soul other than your own ass. And why do I say this? Well, because you know people off of patterns. You have no idea what's stored in their brain. Okay? So anybody running on systems and patterns and programs and whatever, well, I'm glad that it's worked for you up until now in your life. But now that fear frequency that everybody's been operating on is no longer. So this is why it's very important to get up to the times and flip your state of hell to a state of heaven real fast and choose to become your best you by choice. And then get wise with your own frequency, because you take learning and you apply it, which turns into wisdom. That's the only way to get wise. And I've heard a lot about that lately. Oh, Toby, you're so wise. Well, that's what happens when you take every piece of lesson, turn it into learning, and then apply it to your life, and then transmute it into wisdom. Yeah. And you know something? That saying about 2024, the Kali Yuga cycle, we're in the age of Aquarius, the age of light, all things must come from the darkness to light. Well, guess what? It has a lot to do with the human mind too. And everything else in consciousness. Everything that's hidden in the dark of your mind must come to light. And this is why people are going through emotional roller coaster rides right now. And they don't understand why shit's hitting the fan in their life. It's because the universe is forcing it. For the same reason I've been talking about for 6 months, that nobody's taking me serious about. But I bet you're taking me seriously now that you're feeling everything I've been telling you in the past 5 months. I see it. I told everybody 6 months ago that people are going to start getting sick and shit's going to go fucked up in their life and all kinds of things if they don't take this stuff seriously. And I'm watching it happen. I think it's time to take me seriously. Because it's not a joke. It's either you get on the ascension board with the planet, or you and your free will and choice, you will naturally purge yourself off the planet by the frequency that you embody. Forget your name, your address, your bank account, what the fuck you believe to be true about yourself, because it's all shit. Frequency first. And if you can come out authentically, the way I do, no mask, not giving a shit, being solid in their skin and their energy frequency, who has come back from total organ failure, who has reversed her own cancer. Hey, come on. Reversed flesh eating in my... Come on. How much more do I have to prove that you can heal anything in your body for you to take it seriously? Or are you going to be like I told you? If you don't take this stuff seriously, those distortions are going to be amplified. And you're going to get sick in your body. You think it's just your organs that are sick? It's got nothing to do with your organs. It's got to do with your frequency first and all of the stored emotions you have in there that are actually making you sick. Writing a prescription doesn't fix that, eh? It actually distorts it even more. Well, I think that I have opened your brains a little bit more to why frequency first is so important. And me personally, as you can see from a memory that I posted on my page from 11 years ago, this is not news to me. So anybody who wants to challenge me according to what I tell them when it comes to their energy, I'm sorry. When I tell you I know something, I know something. And when I tell you I feel something off of you, you can't tell me that I can't. And this is why I tell you all, good luck with your masks, because I see it smothering your ass. So take it off, because that's all it's really doing, is smothering you. When you do the energetic work, you don't have to wear a mask. So what's the energetic work? Well, when I talk about illuminating the path to your highest potential at Alpha E Mind Mastery, it's not a joke. Nor will it ever be. Y'all may not know me now, but the whole world is about to know me real fast. I'm not about to lock anybody into paying me for, nah, I want everybody in their full power, because this is what the new earth is all about. And if you don't feel to be on that new earth, that's cool too. You can quickly see yourself out just like you're doing. But if you'd like to reverse your spiral that you're on, well, you might take it seriously too. Go and book that free call that I've put up there for y'all for 6 months, before you get pushed to that edge of death to actually want to fight for your life. Because that's what I had to do to appreciate it. And I pray that none of you get pushed to that point. But if that's what it takes, so be it. Because I have been warning people for months, and I see what people are going through. But they'd all rather run to a doctor who has never healed me or anybody than to run to me, who can actually help with their healing. How do I help with your healing? By showing you how to do it, by telling you what's distorting your energetic flow. I don't just come out and hold the title of credentials of being an expert in this just because I learned it, When you're certified by the Most High, you're certified by the Most High. And when that happens, there's no institute on the planet that can touch your knowledge. Facts. So I encourage you all, if you need help, to reach out. Because if you're feeling bad now and it's started, it's going to get a lot worse. So you better disrupt that cycle now if you want any chance of reversing that. Because there's an elevated energetic frequency. And if you go to my TikTok page, I've been talking about a natural purge on the planet for months. Well, this is the natural planetary purge. It is a frequency purge, frequency shift. Now, how does that really happen? Well, if I'm as powerful as I am, and I could eat somebody's energy for lunch of any lowered frequency below me, well, you don't think Mother Earth can't eat up every frequency below that 432? In a blink of an eye. As quick as a... That's as quick as a whole new earth will be present, And you may not believe it. Maybe you'll have to go back into my YouTube channel and go and watch all my videos that I've put there. That, again, have been accessible to everybody. I love you all, and this is why I do it. But me, I've done this work. And as far as I'm concerned, that's why people saw me shedding tears this morning. Because honestly, everything I've had to live and how quickly I can manifest and everything that I know that I am able to do, that I sit here and I put all my energy into assisting to be the way shower that I am, grabbing back into the dark and grabbing as many possible souls, as humanly possible, to elevate their frequency. You get kind of tired trying to tell people they need to grab that safety rope and then having to, it's like they wait until they're, to grab it. Like, what? I don't get it. Well, I do actually, because I had to feel my lungs fill with blood and taste blood with every breath for me to get right with my healing too. But I hope it doesn't get to that point for you. Anyway, guys, you guys want some help? Seriously, I want you guys to consider going and getting my books. It'll change your life. Me, I couldn't really give a shit whether you buy them or not because I've done the work. And I was channeled to write those books. That's not Tobi wanting to be a world-known author. No, thank you. Okay, because honestly, personally, I would love less attention than more because, like I said, I'm so energetically inclined that I smell the shit off of people across the ocean. Yeah. So me, it doesn't matter to me whether you buy my books or not, but it may matter to your life whether you do or not. So that's why they're done, and they're out there and readily available for all of you guys at lulu.com. And they touch many, 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 many things. Guys, get it right. If you need some help, you reach out. I'm going to let you guys all know again, there's a new radio channel. Check it out. CFQR 600 AM. Okay. It's a really cool station. And during the weekdays, SOCA sound 9 to 11. Tomorrow, we'll be out doing the United Earth Angels series. Me and Andy are going to go and do that. Actually, you know what? On that topic, I've got some questions to answer, so I may as well do it right now. So recently I've been asked, Tobi, what's going on with E-Mind Mastery, Alpha E-Mind Mastery? Are these coaches that you have that are working for you? What's going on? Well, this is what's going on. I'm going to construct Alpha E-Mind Mastery, empowering emotional mastery, to be known worldwide and one of the most impactful resources for anybody who should need it energetically. Number one. Number two, I will not have any coaches on board as labeled coaches under that label until they are trained to be of that level. So yes, I have Andy, who is a fellow Earth Angel, who her and I have collaborated to do a show every Monday night to help you guys with learning, which I figured that you would love a difference than me coming out and just filling you with knowledge the way that I do. She delivers a little smoother. And maybe if you guys can't relate to me, you'll relate to her. So I wanted to assist you all to resonate with something and somebody other than me. Okay? So right now, yes, I'm doing collabs. Yes, the affiliation's there. Do I have coaches working for me? No. I have people being trained to be spiritual way-showers under Alpha E-Mind Mastery, which is a totally different thing. We are not coaches. We are spiritual way-showers at Alpha E-Mind Mastery to empower your emotional mastery. So what is all of that? Somebody asked me, where did you come up with the Alpha E-Mind Mastery? Well, listen. The last part of that logo tells you a lot. So it's Alpha E-Mind Mastery. So I want a alpha stance of emotional mastery for you all. So what is that really? Well, I would love you guys to emotionally master whatever frequencies are going through, emotions or energy flowing through you. So I would love for anybody to be of a solid stance in their own energy and all energies moving through them. So that's the concept of Alpha E-Mind Mastery, empowering emotional mastery. For anybody who does not realize by now, but it is all about being solid in your skin and in your energetic body. So your E-mind, your emotional mind, your energetic mind, anything that has to do with your E-mind. So emotional mind, your energetic mind, okay? But most of all, it's to assist you all to empowering your emotional mastery. So empowering you to master anything flowing through you, no matter what it is. So what I bring to the table is unlike anything presently in the world. I'm looking for mastery here, for people to be in their full power. I'm not looking to feed off of anybody. And another thing, if you've gotten, let me just put it this way. I can't see who's come out, and I can't watch, and I can't learn, but I'll tell you this right now. If you've gotten any value out of here, I may not be allowed to charge for these things, but I readily accept donations for my time. So y'all can see my PayPal link and throw some pay it forward appreciation for all the learning I just readily gave you for free. That's how we're going to be doing it for a while until I get instructed to do it differently. But I'm called actually to throw that out to you all. That the reason why I'm not charging is because I have been told not to readily offer it freely with the option to pay it forward for what you believe it's worth to you. So that's what I'll do, because I'm obedient. And it's all about frequencies. And I would love for me to stay at the frequency that I'm at. Because if I don't, just put it this way, the higher the frequency, if you go against your own frequencies, the harder you're going to get the clap back. I am done getting clapbacks in my life. Literally. I'm done with that. I love you all. Have a great night. That's why I do it. Peace.